Putin's latest missile storm has pounded key strategic sites across Ukraine, striking at the country's ability to wage war and disrupting vital military infrastructure. Ukraine's war industry is under severe strain as Moscow unleashes hell on missile networks, command hubs, and logistics nodes that keep the front supplied and defended. Russian strikes hit targets in and around Kiev, Dnipropetrovsk, Poltava, and Cherkasy, exposing gaps in the country's air defense coverage. All 29 Russian ballistic missiles punched through Ukraine's air shield in the latest barrage, raising fresh fears about Kiev's long-term capacity to withstand sustained attacks. Russian forces have launched another long-range barrage against key military targets in and around Kiev, expanding the strike zone across multiple Ukrainian regions. Overnight on July 6, missiles and drones hit sites in Kiev, Dnipropetrovsk, Poltava, Cherkasy, and Chernihiv, underscoring Moscow's focus on Ukraine's command, air defense, and logistics hubs rather than just frontline positions. The attacks reportedly combined ballistic and cruise missiles with long-range drones, a pattern Russia has used to complicate Ukrainian interception efforts by saturating radar and air defense systems. Moscow had already signaled in early June that it would intensify such operations. Russia framed the attack as retaliation after a Ukrainian drone raid that killed at least 21 civilians and wounded dozens more on Russian territory. Russian officials insist that Ukraine deliberately targeted teenage students while they were sleeping, using that claim to justify escalatory strikes. Russia targeted Ukraine's Abris PT. The site produces short-range drones and drone components. Ballistic, Soviet-era plant specializing in radio equipment. It manufactures medium and long-range drones. UK Armotech, Kiev-79, produces armored vehicles. Supplies missile warheads. Kuznia na Rybalskum. It is a shipyard on the Rybalsky Peninsula. It builds Gyurza-class naval kamikaze drones. Kvant is a Soviet-era military research and production facility. Produces missile and aircraft guidance systems. Also makes systems for Neptune MD missiles. Russia also hit Vysar plant. It is a state-owned plant that maintains air defense systems and drone components. Vyshneve oil depot supplies fuel to the Ukrainian military. Between June 27 and July 3, Russia carried out 5 group strikes and 1 massive strike, indicating a deliberate strategy of sustained, large-scale bombardment rather than sporadic attacks. Kiev's military acknowledges it failed to intercept any ballistic missiles in the most recent wave, highlighting how current Ukrainian systems struggle against high-speed, steep-trajectory weapons. Reports say all 29 ballistic missiles, along with some cruise missiles and drones, pierced Ukraine's air defense shield, suggesting a saturation attack that overwhelmed available interceptors. Those strikes produced direct hits at 34 locations, with debris causing additional damage at 16 more, showing how even partial interceptions can still translate into widespread destruction. On the night of the latest barrage, Russia says it detected 626 Ukrainian drones operating outside what it considers the combat zone. Moscow claims to have shot down 613 of those drones, portraying this as evidence it can defend rear areas while continuing offensive missile operations. Russia launched its second massive strike on Kiev in just 4 days on July 6, leaving more than 23 people dead. President Zelensky said Russia fired 23 ballistic missiles, 39 cruise missiles, 6 Zircon hypersonic missiles, and 351 drones. Russia said its long-range missiles struck a suburb of Kiev during another wave of overnight attacks on Ukrainian targets. A former Ukrainian MP claimed the strike hit a depot allegedly storing depleted uranium munitions. Former lawmaker Aya Mosiachuk said the depot was located in Vyshneve, close to densely populated residential areas. Videos circulating from the area showed powerful secondary explosions following the reported missile impact. Mosiachuk accused the Ukrainian authorities of remaining silent about what he claimed was stored inside the depot. Composition: made using dense uranium left over after the uranium enrichment process. Purpose: designed to penetrate heavily armored military vehicles and fortified targets. Controversy: remains controversial because of its toxicity and low-level radioactivity. Health risks: the main risk arises if depleted uranium dust is inhaled or ingested. Ukraine: the United States supplied depleted uranium ammunition to Ukraine in 2023. The former MP said residents were advised to stay indoors and keep their windows closed after the strike. Ukrainian outlet RBC reported that air quality in Vyshneve briefly reached hazardous levels following the incident. Russia has repeatedly condemned NATO's decision to supply depleted uranium munitions to Ukraine. The Kremlin argues that such munitions could pose long-term health and environmental risks after their use. Survivors described fireballs and falling debris as secondary explosions ripped through Vyshneve. More than 600 people were evacuated after authorities warned of further detonations. Residents said homes shook like cards as families fled through fields and even a cemetery. Scores of homes, a warehouse, and critical power infrastructure were destroyed in the attack. Ukraine struck back by targeting Belgorod airport and a major gas pipeline facility inside Russia. Fires erupted at strategic sites while power outages spread across parts of Belgorod Oblast. Ukraine later confirmed reports that it had also struck Russia's Omsk oil refinery. Kiev says its deep strikes are aimed at weakening Russia's war machine as the missile war continues.
Шановні українці, українки, зараз ще тривають роботи після російського удару. Жорстокий був удар, тільки ракет 68, багато балістики. Ще більше, ніж 350 дронів різних типів, в тому числі і реактивні шахеди. Тактика росіян незмінна, якнайбільше болю і шкоди українцям і Україні. Відсоток збиття шахедів високий – 92. По крилатих ракетах теж серйозні результати збиття. Я вдячний нашій авіації, мобільним вогневим групам та зенітним ракетним військам. Знищено 6 калібрів з 6 і ще з 33 крилатих ракет 31 сьогодні збито. Тобто, коли є відповідні засоби захисту, наші воїни демонструють справді високий результат збиття. І тільки цим пояснюється проблема з балістикою. Недостатньо засобів захисту. Особливо це стосується ракет для патріотів. Ми усім партнерам довели і потребу, і головне можливість, як можна дати більше захисту життя. Це просто нонсенс, що в сучасному світі виробництво ще не налагоджено, настільки не налагоджено, наскільки реально треба, щоб був захист людей від балістичного терору. Ми давно звертались і довели, що можемо виробляти, зокрема, і таку номенклатуру захисної зброї, якби Україна отримала від Америки ліцензії на виробництво патріотів, нашого виробництва вистачало би і на захист України, і на допомогу партнерам, які цього потребують. Ми в комунікації з усіма у світі, хто може допомогти ракетами зараз. Це перший наш пріоритет, і це останній аргумент Росії. Чим і як затягувати цю війну? Саме на балістику Росія робить ставку. Ставка тих, хто хоче миру, має бути на захист від балістики. І тільки цим масованим ударом росіяни вбили 22 людини. Мої співчуття усім рідним і близьким. Станом на зараз ось такі дані. Ще майже 90 людей були поранені.